All right, hey folks, everything new under the sun. We are looking at here an article from debka.com, and this is a follow-on to the last video I did about what Putin's plans for Syria are at this point in time. Now this one is titled, Hamas leaders in disarray, split over mixed signals from Tehran. So you have Tehran coming out with a bellicose rhetoric against Israel, saying we're going to level Tel Aviv and all these things. And that sounds like a trigger event or trigger words to Hamas and Hezbollah to start firing missiles as Israel does the incursions into Syria, taking out a lot of Iranian surface-to-air missiles and Bashar Assad's army build-up there. Well, now Iran is coming out and saying kind of the opposite directly to Hezbollah and Hamas, opposite to what they're actually saying in the public. It turns out that Al-Quds chief Qasem Soleimani quietly directed Hamas leaders to hold their fire against Israel. Khaled Michel says, line up behind Mahmoud Abbas. So they're pausing, they're saying, hold on, save your fire, hold your fire. We're not ready to go to war. We're saying a bunch of things in the public space. We're saying we're going to level Israel, but we're not quite ready yet. That's basically what they're saying. The date of this article, by the way, is February 20th, so yesterday, when Salih Aruri, commander of Hamas military armor, along with the Palestinian Islamic Jihad leader Zihad Nahallah, visited Tehran on February 14th, they heard General Soleimani, commander of Iran's Middle East operations, declaring in a fiery speech that launching missiles at Israel is not enough. So they've learned from past experience. A couple of missiles at Israel is not going to be enough. Israel has Iron Dome and all the other systems for the short, medium, and long range missiles that come in on them, and that works pretty well, all things considered. And Iran is saying correctly that that's not going to be enough to defeat Israel. At a quiet meeting, the Iranian general secretly issued the reverse directive. Debka Files intelligence sources reveal it was substantially, don't pull the trigger until we are ready. They're gearing up for a particular event. I think Israel knows probably what they're gearing up for. I wouldn't be surprised if Israel has a good understanding of when they expect to start this particular war. In other words, save your resources and strength for later. Wait upon Iran's operations in Syria with its Shiite militias and Hezbollah. When Shiite militias and Hezbollah are ready to go for a military showdown. Two Palestinian terrorist chiefs met Soleimani twice last week. Nevertheless, on Friday, a Hamas bomb was planted on the Gaza border. On Friday, it exploded the next day, injuring 4 Israeli soldiers, a provocation against Israel that held the potential for sparking a major conflict. So they're getting mixed signals from Iran. Iran is basically saying, look, just hold on. We're getting military forces in place, and this sounds exactly like they are planning a major offensive against Israel. It goes on. They were further confused when the former leader Khaled Michel strongly advised Hamas terrorist chiefs to exercise restraint for their attacks on Israel, much like the Iranian general, but for the opposite reason. In their secret confabulations, Michel maintained that the Palestinians must now appreciate that their most dangerous foe is no longer Israel, but U.S. President Donald Trump and his policy for the Palestinian-Israeli disputes. So they're shifting what their focus is. He warned that Trump's alliance with key Arab leaders, Egyptian president and Saudi crown prince Mohammed bin Salman, could lead the eclipse of the entire Palestinian national movement. Therefore, he urged Hamas to line up behind its rival, Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas. So they're trying to make a solid, solidified front. They're putting all their forces together. They're making a solid front against basically, I guess, Donald Trump and the U.S. in general, which of course is the greater Satan, as Iran calls it, and they're not focusing so much on the little Satan, which is Israel. So they're lining up their allies. They're getting resources in place. Iran is setting up for a particular surprise. At the same time, Debka File sources in Washington reveal that another Palestinian pivot, Abbas, too, has begun singing a different tune while announcing severance of all of Ramallah's ties with the Trump administration. He suddenly put out covert messages of reassurance to the administration early Tuesday, so he looks like he's playing both sides of the table. The U.S. should not be concerned, he indicated, because the speech he delivers at the UN Security Council will indeed ask for full recognition of Palestine as a member state, but in milder terms than ever before. Washington sources gained the impression that Abbas is preparing to surprise even Israel. These messages were passed on to Trump, so they are planning something. This Abbas probably is completely in line with what Iran is doing, and they're planning, it sounds like, a major offensive. And it sounds like they're just buying some time right now. They're saying, hold off, don't fire your weapons, don't fire your missiles. Wait until the time is right. Wait until Iran has enough military buildup on the Golan, in Syria, on the border with Israel. And this is what Israel's trying to do. They're trying to limit the buildup. They're trying to remove the buildup of forces, of resources, etc., so that when they do decide to go ahead, it's going to be a lot less to deal with. Israel is basically trying to take out, the fluff before the fight, trying to get rid of the small stuff that they can take out now for the larger battle that they know is coming, that they know that Iran is planning, and maybe Iran has a specific date in mind for a particular offensive. And Iran is lining up all their allies, lining up Hezbollah, all the militias, saying, hold your fire, save all of them, we're going to do one big offensive at one time. They know they have to overwhelm Israel with missiles and probably troops on the ground, to overwhelm the IDF, defensive forces, to overwhelm the missile systems, the missile defense systems. If they shoot enough missiles in to Israel, they should be able to overwhelm them. There's always a limit to the missile defense systems that Israel has, and so they can only handle so many missiles at a time. Iran knows this. Iran is poking around with their drones, trying to see the response time of Israel and the U.S. there. So they're getting ready for battle. They're poking and prodding at the defensive capabilities of Israel, although I'm sure Israel is completely on top of everything Iran is doing. And according to this, it makes me think that Iran has a date and time, and they're going to do a combined offensive from all sides, north, east, west. I guess they don't have anybody on the south necessarily, unless they have some terrorists, some rebels on in the Sinai Peninsula or something like that. But from otherwise all sides of Israel, they're going to attack in a coordinated assault on Israel. Israel knows this. Israel's trying to get some of the stuff out of the way now that they can, i.e. the air defenses, so that they can do sorties over Syria and really take out Iran when the time is right. So it's a significant story. I'll put the link in the description, and it kind of gives you a holistic understanding of what the next planned battle is in Israel. And timeline, I don't know what the timeline would be. I would think it's this year, being that they're setting these lines up now. They're telling them to hold off now. I don't think it will be too long in the future when they decide to go full out, do a full out offensive on Israel. So I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.